People be moving. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well today. Have a story today about, well, it's from a different part of the world. It's from Australia, and it's about people that might be moving to rural areas for good, out of the cities. And we're going to go through that in a minute. For those of you who don't know me, my name is John Schenk, and I am the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty here in St. Louis, Missouri. We're a small boutique brokerage. We work mainly in residential and light commercial sales. And on our channel, we talk about things like neighbors, homeowners associations, like real estate news in general. But we try to keep it light, and we try to have a good time. So if that's something you would enjoy, you should probably smash the like button, subscribe, put a comment down below, or just go to the channel, Deerwood Realty STL on YouTube. So let's get into it real quick. I admit I was caught by the headlines. So it says coronavirus escapees from big cities are driving a regional property boom. Can it last? I just noticed it says property. And so basically the story goes, hey, people are buying stuff in rural areas and the prices are ridiculous. Makes no sense. And at the end of the article, they wonder, why? So I'm just kind of going through it so you can see it on the screen easier. And then, is it going to happen again? Is it just a trend, or is this something that's structural? And so, I got to thinking. So I put down a few notes. I'm not good enough to talk without some notes. So the thing that they used as their metric to say that people are moving out of regional areas faster is that the prices are surging. So they just looked at price increases. So they said in the city it's like 8.9%, and in the rural areas it's like rising at like 12 or 13%. So is that a reliable number? I don't know. I thought about it for St. Louis City and County, and if that's the case here, and I really have no way to quantify it. I looked at a few houses. Same specs, and it seems similar. So, similar being the prices seem similar for what you get square footage wise. But they did list some reasons they thought that things were happening in Australia, and as part of like a world rethinking of things, that's kind of where I'm taking this. So it says that Australia has put $311 billion into their economy, which is thought to be the main driver of price increases. So across the board. We're adding much more than $300 billion to our economy. So is that what's causing the house price increases? I always think that when I get concerned when someone says this is the exact reason for this. I'm just producing what these people say. I don't know if it's true or not. I feel like there's always a bunch of reasons, and we're not always sure exactly what it is. But that's just the way I think. So it says also that there's a seasonal thing where in a normal year, kids in rural areas will move to the cities for work, and older folks will move out, but that this hasn't happened due to the coronavirus. And so I thought about it, and then my question is really, is this also happening in America? So is this something we're seeing in the United States? And if we are seeing this, okay, what would be the possible drivers? What would be the reasons for why people are moving out of the cities, the suburbs, and getting very, very rural? So I have some that I listed, and you can agree with me or disagree with me. I'm totally cool with that. But I did want to go over it. So one, the politicians are unaccountable to the people. So it seems like we've just built this government that kind of serves itself rather than the people. And this is true across the United States, and it's across, it's federally too. The government kind of takes care of itself, But if you're a citizen and you have a complaint or a concern, you're so far down on their list of concerns. To give an example, in Austin, they have a terrible homeless problem, and so the city's response to that is we're going to hire a strategic homeless person, and they're going to, they don't just by hiring somebody that's doing homeless work, that doesn't mean that you're solving the problem. So unaccountable to the people, my opinion. Number two, heavy-handed lockdowns and mask mandates. This is across major cities in the United States. So right now in St. Louis City and St. Louis County, if I go somewhere, I have to wear a mask if I go anywhere. But 10 minutes away in Jefferson County, I don't. And the people see that. And I don't know if that's the case in Australia. I don't know if that's the case somewhere else. But just when you, in one area, can do something like go out without a mask, and then in another place they force you to wear a mask, and it's literally 10 minutes away, I mean, it's a very strange situation. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't have a desire to be banned from YouTube. So then another one is crime surges in heavily populated areas. Now, people will argue about the statistics. They'll say that the crime's actually going down. I don't know. It doesn't feel that way. It seems like Chicago's pretty dangerous. That's just me. But I mean, nothing against the people of Chicago. Maybe you think it's not bad. I don't know. So then another reason, questionable choices by school boards across the county or across the country. So every day we see articles about this school board's for this school board's for that. And it doesn't seem like the focus is on educating the children. Or if it is educating the children, it's not on how to build skills to get jobs, to produce goods. And this could be, I've thought for a long time that the schools were kind of built for a manufacturing type of lifestyle. We get up at 6 a.m. and we go to the factory, and then we come home, and that's the great life. Obviously, at least in the United States, things have changed. No, I mean, we lose quite a bit of factory production. So, maybe the school boards are trying to fix this problem by putting other education in or other curriculum, and maybe some people don't particularly enjoy that. And then we get into things specific to the coronavirus that have kind of magnified things that were probably already in place. So for an example, the nature of work has changed. So when I was a kid, it used to be a badge of honor to go to work every day. Even if you're a little sick, and I don't even know if it's true in sports because I stopped watching, but it used to be if it's the playoffs and a guy's, got a, broken leg and he goes out there and, plays, that's considered a good thing. Kurt Schilling in the World Series against the Cardinals, bloody sock. I wasn't pleased about it as a Cardinals fan, but now if you have the sniffles, if you feel not very well, you shouldn't go to work. No one wants you there. It's not a badge of honor, and it's not something that people will respect. And that's just during my lifetime. And I understand. I mean, if somebody has the flu, do I want to get the flu? I don't want to. I get it. Okay. But the mindset has changed dramatically. And I think that coronavirus kind of accelerated that. And then another thing that's changed is with coronavirus, people started to work at home. Okay. And I don't even think the technology was really up to speed even 5 years ago. You couldn't do a Zoom call. If you did, it was very expensive. I can remember when you would rent out office space, and part of the perks of the office space was you could have these conference rooms where you could hook up and you could talk to people throughout the world. But that wasn't as easy as just going to your computer. It was actually a perk. And so now, why do you have to physically be at a job anymore? I mean, if you go to Fiverr, if you go to Upwork, you can hire people from around the world to get your tasks done. You don't need to go to the guy, down the street. I'm not saying that's a good thing for the person down the street, because, this is going to change that issue. But it is a reason why people could move from the city to rural areas and not be in a bad spot. I think Honeywell, like maybe a while ago, I had a buyer that was from Honeywell, and he could anywhere he wanted to in the country he could work, but he had to be available to fly to the corporate office like once a month, and this was 2 or 3 years ago. So the nature of work has changed. So if we no longer have to be physically at an office, or if we no longer have to physically, I still think you have to physically be at a factory, but you can afford to get out of the cities if you're not interested in all these other things. And so one other thing, which I think is interesting that I looked at, is perceived value. So right now, a 4-bedroom, 2,500 square foot home in St. Louis City will cost you around $400,000. You can get a similar property in a rural area with acreage for about the same price. So if you don't want to go to a baseball game every night, if you don't want to go to the museums every weekend or go to fine dining, or maybe you just want to go like once a month or something, there's no reason why you can't live in the middle of nowhere and not have to deal with all these things that the urban lifestyle brings to you. And then finally, it says the article out of Australia wonders if this trend of moving out will continue after the coronavirus. And my main question to you is, what do you think? I mean, whenever the county government puts forth some sort of edict, okay, I think about moving. And I mean, I love St. Louis, grew up here, but the more and more they push, the less and less I'm interested. And I wonder if that's the case for you, around the world, around the country. Is this something that you have considered more recently during the coronavirus, during the pandemic versus maybe 5 years ago? I was just curious to get your opinion. I can understand everybody's point of view. I mean, I get it, but I was curious. So send me an email, media@deerwoodrealtystl.com. Call me, leave a voicemail, 314-274-3964. Let me know what you think. And, if you have a story about bad real estate agents, things of this nature, neighborhoods, HOAs, developments that have gone terrible, I'd love to talk about them with you. I'd love to hear, I love the stories. It's what I do every day. So please don't hesitate to call, email, and I will wrap this up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next one.